say, can you see by the dawn?
Good morning to each and everyone. It's going to come your way. If you're watching this video, it means that I wasn't able to join you live. Some emergency came in, so I have to fly to Kumasi. And so the topic given to me was repositioning the gate to move Ghana forward. 9 is a lesson from the West, specifically the United States of America. What made America so great? I'll be talking to you a lot, quoting from David Barton. David Barton, actually born in January 28, 1954 in Texas, and as a graduate of Oral Roberts University, and I've been serving as a youth pastor in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But David Barton has written a lot of books like The Jefferson Lies. He has a book like The Story of the American Story, The Beginnings, a book like The Original Intent, one of my favorite ones, The Original Intent, The Court, The Constitution, and Religion. Books like The Foundation of American Government, The Founders Bible, America's Godly Heritage, and many more. David Barton, prime motivation why he's becoming so great and served so many governments in the United States is because his vision is concerned with the apocalyptic end times of America as a nation that is supposed to have a sound Christian foundation as envisaged by the founding fathers. He believes that the present day America is being ill-informed about the American history. He has so many great people who followed him closely and give advice to him, like Glenn Beck, who said Barton is the most important man in America for his work as a historian. Mike Huckabee, some of you might know Mike Huckabee, who was running for president, but during the primary he lost against Romney, the Latter-day Saint guy. Huckabee, if I'm not mistaken, he is a pastor. He said all Americans should be forced at gunpoint to listen to Barton's talk. Senator Sam Brockback also said, Barton provides philosophical underpinning for a lot of the Republican effort in the countries today. Going back to what we were talking about, what made America so great? How did they fall? And what lesson do we learn from? Okay, so what made America great was that the founding fathers believed that God granted the right directly to every person. Moreover, the rights were unalienable. Government simply had power to take them away. Okay, I have no power to take them away, I'm sorry. That they believe strongly that America is a country that should be founded by God, and they did it. In fact, 1794, the very first Congress that they made, they had prayers, they have chaplains, and when they pitch the flag of America, the first thing they do is make it cross, and they came around it and prayed. In fact, the first 59 Congress of America, 29 of them were clerical ordained ministers, preachers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so they set up that so they have in God we trust, one nation under God, and all that. So these things have helped them so much. Again, what has made American great is of course because of their belief that the power that had come to God, comes from God to each individual, and that those power that has come from God to each individual is something that they need to use it to be able to actually rule the country. So when they made their first 160 words in Declaration of Independence made us understand what America actually really talks when it comes to governance. Unlike where they came from, different European countries, and they said all men are created equal. All men are created, and the word "created" was a key word. Means that they didn't believe in evolution. They believed creationism, and they believed that actually we ourselves, we came from God. There's a higher power that whatever they were doing, they thought that it's important to follow that higher power, and that they made the world understood back then that you have only two. You have either a big government or you have a big God. If you have a big government, you need to make a lot of rules, regulations, laws, bylaws, amendments, whatever, referendums. But if you have a big God and the people are following that God, they have what Reverend Istudanaba, book that he wrote a long time ago, I read, called Elevation Beyond Human Law. If there's a law, like for example, this LGBTQ plus law that you made that some people are crying over, if you believe the Bible, if you're a Christian and a rare Christian as such, you don't care about this LGBT law because your elevation is beyond human law. You are way more than that. They believe that if the 10 Commandments actually are really strictly followed, that they won't need to have a whole bunch of rules and regulations. That is why a person like President John Adams was the second president of the United States of America and was the vice president of the first president, which is George Washington. He said that American laws were not made for secular people. They were made for two people, religious and moral people. And the word religious then, they were not talking about Islam, they were not talking about Shintoism and the rest of the other religions. They were talking specifically about Christianity. There were 6 principles of that Declaration of Independence. And that number 1, there is God. Number 2, God gives a certain set of moral rights and wrongs. And that moral rights and wrongs does not change by generation. It's a fixed one. That now America is changing them. No, they believe that it's a fixed thing. And that God gives, and that's number 3, that God gives to every individual a guaranteed right. So that right is guaranteed. 4, that to protect our God's given right. And 5, people have majority of the vote. So that when it comes to votation, it's not like now that Trump was crying that it was a rig and all that. Some of us believe it, but anyway, that it was a rig. America wasn't like that. Fairness was very important. And number 6, which is very important, that we have the right to create new government if the first 5 are not abided. Okay, so people came to American shores to be free to practice their religious belief, which then was Christianity, as I said. That hope brought the Puritans with their desire to create a city on a hill. So when Americans talk about a city on the hill, they are actually quoting from scriptures where, like that, the Bible says that we set our lamp on the hill. That will be a beacon of religious belief and piety. One of the first things English settlers did, as I was talking about, was to erect a cross. A religious revival, the awakening in the 1730s inspired many Americans to fight the Revolutionary War to secure their God-given freedom. And in fact, during that war, it was recorded about different men of God who left their clerics and wore uniform to go and fight. The church was very, very involved in the things of the United States of America.